grabs it and he's got it in his booth. No, we don't have to pay.
It's the 14th of December, we're here in Yen, but not for much longer, so we've just sort of cleared all our stuff up with documents for our foreigner's ID, and essentially we don't need to go and do loads of bureaucracy this weekend, which means we can go to Kaolack tonight, then tomorrow on to Banjul in the Gambia, and then down to Ziguinchor, where we'll get visas to go into Guinea-Bissau. Then we shall continue on to Bissau and visit the Bajagos archipelago and do some camping without any tents or camping stuff.
Solid plan, mate.
So that is the plan. We have 10 days before Christmas, 4 border crossings, 2 new countries, the Gambia and Guinea-Bissau. We've got mosquito nets for tents and adventures to be had. We hailed down a car to take us to the crossroads where we found a bus heading to Kaolack. The funds. We settled in to the 5-hour journey ahead of us to the very relaxing sound of Senegalese bus music. Once arrived, we hopped on some moto taxis to head to the other volunteers who are based there, Billy and Evie's place, where we'd stay for the night.
We're here in Kaolack and Mozzie's everywhere. Mozzieing it up for the first time in like 2 months. That's about all.
Much to Rodney's chagrin.
Much chagrin. What a sick word. Anyway.
With the net taken down and our bags packed, we set off for the southernmost garage of Kaolack, where we could hopefully find a car to Gambia and Banjul. After some cheeky offers from a guy trying to buy Don's bum bag, weaving through the streets of Kaolack, and after finding a car that would take us to the Gambia for 10,000 safer, roughly £13 for all 3 of us, we were off.
In a set bus down to Banjul from Kaolack. Got stocked up. Got water, got bananas, got oranges, got music downloaded. What more could you ask for?
Of course, no long journey in West Africa is complete without a cheeky nap. Little did we know of the stressful border crossing we were about to have. To make a long story short, I tried to film us walking up to the immigration booth.
I'm like, oh, this would be cool to film. Stupidly.
The border guard didn't like that. He grabbed my camera, brought it into his booth.
So I take it, turn it on, quickly go into the playback and delete the video of us walking up to it. And then he grabs it back off me, and he like tries to scroll through it, but he can't really do it. So he goes, come into the back office, and so we go around into the back. So I'm like fucking shaking.
And showed his boss in the back office that I actually didn't have any video of the border. They then tried to get us to pay 10,000 safer, around £13, by saying that we were just using the Gambia to get a new 90-day visa for Senegal. And in the end, after around 2 hours of arguing, negotiating, we gave up and said we would pay the 5,000 that they had reduced it to. They stamped us out of Senegal, told us to pay the 5,000 to the boss, the chief who was outside, and after a little more arguing with him, we were clearly too much of an inconvenience to deal with, and they let us go. Once we got to the Gambian side, we were brought into the back office once again, where we saw locals openly paying bribes to get through.
So, and then eventually he just cuts the point and he says, you have to pay me 5,000. And I say, oh, okay, that's too much money, we'll do 1,000. And he says, what are you doing? And I thought he meant, what are you doing in Senegal? Like, why do you have no money? But as Dom pointed out, he probably meant, what are you doing trying to negotiate with me at a border? And I said, oh, we're teachers, we're volunteer teachers of teaching English in Senegal. And so then he sort of just went, oh, okay. Stamped our passports and let us go, which is pretty clutch. And then you just cross the border into Gambia and suddenly everyone speaks English. Everyone's saying, how's it going? Hey, boy, big boy, come over here, take my taxi. And you're just like, what the?
So now, safely in Gambia, we found a bus heading south, hopped on and arrived a little while later in Barra, a town on the other side of the river where the ferry to Banjul departs.
Yeah, they just see, oh, they go 2 babs and we want their money.
Nah, man, that's bullshit. It's not, it's not nice. It's one planet.
And so to get onto the ferry on the other side of Banjul, there's just no queues or anything, and everyone just bolts it to go get a seat.
That is amazing.
It's moments like this that make it all worth it. Yes, it's been stressful. Yes, it's been uncomfortable. But now we're seeing a sunset we never would have seen in a place and a time I will never forget. And for that privilege, I am eternally grateful. We arrived in Banjul, a tiny, densely populated island capital city on the mouth of the River Gambia. We got a lift from a guy we met on the ferry who took us to a hotel we'd heard of.
And so then we just tell this taxi driver, and he goes, I think I might know the place.
I know the area.
Yeah, I know the general area. And so then he drives us about, and he,
What a legend to be fair.
yeah,
Abdullah. It's like Abdul.
Abdu,
Abdul. We have his number now.
legend. And so he drives about, and we're in a proper two-bubby area. He drives about, and he asks people, where's Taranga, or whatever. And here we are. We had to convince the hotel people that we weren't either gay or looking to have prostitutes in our room, and they've allowed.
It's kind of like the polarities in it.
Yeah. If we're not gay and we're also not
Look, what are
that
you doing?
straight, yeah, why are you here then? And so yeah, now gonna go off and get some food. Anyway, long day, sick day, a leggy. Ciao! We'd have to get into Senegal before Monday midnight, or they wouldn't let us in. We're on the deck now. We're trying to figure out how to make sure no one nicks our shit.